Andrew Tate's rant about Keir Starmer just got him flagged. UK reaction sparks uproar. You're not going to believe what just happened. Andrew Tate, yes, that Andrew Tate just lit a political firestorm in the UK. And this time, the backlash isn't just trending, it's escalating. Because after a fiery live stream where he tore into Labour leader Keir Starmer, UK authorities are reportedly taking a very close look at his online influence and his travel plans. Now, there's no official travel ban, let's be clear. But insiders say his latest outburst could trigger further restrictions. And the bigger question is this: has Andrew Tate finally said something that even the UK government can't ignore? Let's break this down. It all started during a late-night livestream, one of those unscripted gloves-off rants Tate is now infamous for. He was asked about the UK elections, about Keir Starmer, and within seconds, he launched into a brutal takedown of Labour's agenda, immigration policies, and what he called the cowardice of modern British leadership. He didn't hold back, calling Starmer a puppet, the Labour Party a joke, and accusing them of selling out the country to globalist interests. His words were fiery, controversial, and unmistakably political. Now, Andrew Tate has always played the provocateur. But what made this stream different was the timing. It came just days after Starmer officially became Prime Minister. In a country still reeling from the election drama and with tensions sky-high, Tate's comments felt like lighting a match next to a powder keg. And almost immediately, the reaction came flooding in. Social media exploded. Some praised him as saying what millions are thinking but too afraid to say. Others, especially within the UK political class, weren't impressed. One MP from the Labour Party tweeted, "This man spreads dangerous rhetoric. We need tighter controls on who gets platformed in our political debates." A prominent journalist from The Guardian wrote, "Tate's influence on young men, combined with his political posturing, makes him a serious cultural threat." And here's where things took a turn. According to two security analysts speaking on background to UK outlets, Tate is now on a soft watch list, meaning while he's not officially banned from entering the country, certain departments are monitoring his movements. Why? Because of what he represents, not just what he said. One source told the Mirror, "There's concern about the potential of politically charged influencers, especially those with global reach, to stir unrest or embolden extremism in a post-election Britain." That statement alone says everything. This isn't the first time Andrew Tate has clashed with governments. He's been detained, banned, deplatformed, reinstated, and demonized, all while building an army of millions across platforms. To some, he's a motivational figure. To others, a dangerous manipulator. But what makes this moment different is the crossroads of politics and influence. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. More people under 30 probably listen to Tate's political commentary than they do to mainstream news. That terrifies the establishment. And with Labour now in power, Tate's critique lands with more weight, more scrutiny, and possibly more consequences. A trending comment on Reddit read, "It's not about Tate anymore, it's about how speech is being policed. You don't have to like him to see the danger of this." Another user on X, formerly Twitter, said, "The UK can't handle criticism from outsiders now? What happened to free speech?" But some pushed back, saying Tate's words aren't just speech, they're designed to provoke and destabilize. One former advisor to MI5, speaking anonymously, said, "It's not about banning him, it's about assessing risk. The same way you would with any figure who deliberately tries to inflame a divided population." And that's exactly what Tate's critics are leaning on. Not what he said, but the effect it could have. So what now? Well, as of this week, Andrew Tate hasn't been banned. He hasn't been stopped at an airport. But there's growing pressure from MPs, watchdog groups, and media figures to limit his access to UK platforms and physical entry. Some are calling for YouTube and TikTok to review his recent streams for election interference. Others are going further, demanding the Home Office reclassify him as a hostile cultural operator. Yes, that's a real term being floated behind closed doors. But here's the million-pound question. Why now? Why is a man who's been saying controversial things for years suddenly being flagged after criticizing the Prime Minister? Is this about protecting democracy or about silencing opposition? Because if a man even one as polarizing as Andrew Tate can't criticize a politician without facing soft censorship, then maybe the real danger isn't Tate. Maybe it's what this says about free speech in the UK today. Either way, this is far from over. As Tate hinted in a cryptic post shortly after the backlash, they fear those who don't kneel. And whether you agree with him or not, his words are hitting a nerve. Will the UK government formally respond? Will Labour leaders address the backlash? And most importantly, will this spark more influencers to speak out, despite the risk? Because this might just be the beginning. And the question remains, if this is how the new UK government handles criticism, how far are they willing to go next time? Stay tuned.